This is a bit odd. We're experiencing, I think, every single system breaking down simultaneously.
Huh? Who do you think you are? You what? Okay. Brake boost. Oh.
Okay. Good grip.
Great grip. Come on.
It's losing a bit of steam
It's
here.
losing puff.
Oh man.
All right.
Ooh. Like 0 to 100 in seconds.
Jacob, one of the philosophies that I live by is by one of the most philosophical thinkers of our generation, Paris Hilton, who said, I'm sliving, I'm slaying, and I'm living. Unfortunately, SsangYong can't quite say the same thing.
No, they haven't been sliving lately.
No, they haven't been sliving. In 2020, they went bankrupt. They were almost bought by one company, and then they were finally bought by another one. So this is actually KGM now. But in Australia, so we keep connection with the brand. It's actually called KGM SsangYong, and this is, well, a bit Paris Hilton-y in its looks. This is the KGM SsangYong Torres. It is a really different, and I think really cool looking mid-sized SUV, but just because it looks cool doesn't mean that it's great. So today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the KGM SsangYong Torres. I'll take you through the very funky exterior, we'll check out its practicality and interior, because boy, there are a lot of quirks with this thing. Then we're going to launch it, see just how fast it is, and we're going to give it lots of sauce, see is it dynamically as good as it looks, and then finally we'll end on should you buy a KGM SsangYong Torres. Terrible name. Let's get into it.
Let's do this.
So the whole range kicks off at a pretty reasonable price, $38,000 drive away. That is for the ELX. There's also the Adventure, which is $43,000. And then this one here, the Ultimate, which is the only one to come with all-wheel drive. Well, that is $47,000 drive away. And if you want to learn what you get by each spec, just Google CarSauce KGM SsangYong Torres, and you'll be able to see our full written review, which breaks down all the specs.
It's a very specific Google search.
It's their fault for having such a big name and kind of silly, to be honest. Let's talk about the looks though, because I don't think this is silly. It is really good looking.
Can I be honest, man? I saw a little bit of Jeep at the front when I first saw this thing, but I counted the slots and there's only 6.
So they're not gonna get sued by Jeep, unlike Mahindra. Sorry, no tar rocks for you.
Soz, not soz.
That was my Donald Trump impression. You have, yes, your 6-slot grille here. Got a little Taurus badge there. You have a nice open grille and a little red accent, which I guess is meant to look like a recovery point, but yeah, this is not an off-roader. Down the bottom, you have what looks like an aggressive bumper, but it's all plastic. You do get a radar there. We'll come back to that because it's a little loopy. I do like these daytime running lights and pretty bright headlights there as well. And it's just so interesting, you know, it's different.
It really like looks cool. And you actually get quite a few looks with this car on driving on the road.
You really do. And when you're just driving along, even seeing the bonnet, it looks super aggressive. You feel like you're in something actually quite special. I like it a lot, man. Let's check out the side.
Let's do it, bro. I feel like we've just walked into Wonderland.
As we get to the back, it becomes progressively more SsangYong. You see, SsangYong have been known for their very out there designs and have also had cars that have been called the ugliest cars ever made. You do get a bit of that as you start to go to the bum. But let's talk about what's good. You get these, this is pretty funny. So back in the day when you would shoot off a Willys Jeep or a Hummer from the back of a C117 Globemaster, you would actually hook up the parachute to these parts here. So that's what this is meant to look like. Don't do that.
I don't think it'll hold.
Don't do that to your KGM SsangYong Torres, but still a pretty cool design. Here on the Ultimate, you do get these 20-inch alloy wheels. They look pretty good, and they're wrapped in some pretty good Hankook tires as well. Decent amount of grip to them. You do get a 360 camera here, and of course, keyless entry, and go. Quite a large rear window with quite a lot of privacy to it as well. That's good to see. You do get your roof rails up here. Now, Jacob.
Bro, tell me what is going on here?
This is where it gets a little weird. You see, this roof is kind of triangular. You see, it kind of goes up and then goes down, and that's actually how it's designed. I've never seen it before.
It's really weird, but it looks kind of cool.
It kind of works. You've also got the Audi R8 blade here at the back. Again, interesting design, but it kind of works, man. And that's the moral of the story here. It's like, it shouldn't work, but it kind of is. And you'll see that when we come inside, it actually has a practical difference. Otherwise, it's a pretty long boy, 4.7 meters long, but thankfully, it's still well under 5 meters, so it's easy to drive around town. Let's check out the bum.
What are we doing here?
What is going on? What the heck is going on? It's different, okay? There's a few things that are meant to look like things, but aren't things. Let me talk about that in a second. So you get these lights here, actually totally fine, except for the bloody halogen bulbs.
Come on, man. We're paying 47 grand.
Who do you think you are, KGM SsangYong? Huh? Who do you think you are? You what? Okay? This is not your spare wheel. It's meant to look like a spare wheel, but It ain't your spare wheel. It says Torres there though, that's kind of cool. This, you would also expect the door, it would just kind of pull out sideways based on this grab handle, but no, it just opens upwards. But we'll come back to that. Shut up. Here you get a badge that says 7-year warranty, and actually one of the issues with SsangYong, and this is something, as a SsangYong owner, I still own my SsangYong Chairman, people think that it's a Chinese brand, so it's quite funny that they've put built in Korea.
They really just have to specify that.
You kind of do, because people in Australia are a little bit slow sometimes. They hear SsangYong and they're like, oh, it's Chinese. No, my SsangYong Chairman is not Chinese, okay? It's Korean, actually more German than Korean. Down the bottom, you get a very faux bumper, but actually it's an interesting looking thing. It's grown on me, but it's not like the front.
No, the front to me looks really cool and aggressive. The rear looks a little bit special.
A little bit special. It's like the Uggo sister. Let's talk about the practicality.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, let's talk about what it can fit in its bum.
Powered tailgate.
Yeah, I had to hold that one in for a while. Now, KGM SsangYong say you get 703 litres of boot space, but they seem to be measuring to the roof and maybe a little bit more. It's actually really impressive, but it's not that. I think up to the seat backs, it's like 450 litres, which is more reasonable. You do get a couple of strap-ons here, and you've got a 12-volt socky wocky. Under here, you get, whoa.
That is a very shameful wheel.
Yeah, so the reason that they make these tyres, these space-saver spare tyres, so ugly is so that you actually change them. No one wants to be driving around with a Smurf wheel, you know? You could drop the rear seats really easily, and then you get over 1,500 litres of boot space. It's impressive, it's good, but it's not 703 litres. Let's talk about the interior.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, guys.
Oh, that was a decent thonk.
Let's talk about the interior now. I want to talk first about design because I think they have nailed the look of this thing. Emphasis on look. So this like really cool copper highlights are nice. You've got soft touch dash with this cool copper stitching. Let's not talk about that. But this is all nice and soft. Ooh, it's all very nice. Ooh, look at the copper here. And it looks like it's going to be extremely functional. I mean, look at all the storage space you have here, man.
Honestly, it looks like heaps.
It looks like heaps. Now, looks are clearly a little deceiving. First of all, where do you put your phone? Great question. There's a little holder here. It's even a little pass-through, but the issue is you put your phone through there and then you do a little bit of acceleration. Uh-oh, it falls into your cup holders. Oh, there's a little storage ledge there. Let's put the phone right there. Oh, that can barely hold it. Again, a bit of acceleration. Uh-oh. And then, oh my God, there's like a wireless charger here. Let's slip our phone in there. Oh, I've lost it. And that's because it's not actually one. So there's a lot of what looks like really thoughtful space, but if only it was just a little deeper in literally every dimension.
You know what it kind of looks like?
What?
An AI-generated Kia Sportage.
It does. In fact, a lot of this interior has clearly been inspired by the Kia Sportage, and you can tell immediately. For example, the back of these headrests here in the back seats, you've got essentially a tablet holder slash clothing holder. Yeah, it's literally straight out of a Kia Sportage, and it's not surprising. SsangYong is a Korean brand, so of course they're going to benchmark the leading mid-sized SUV there, the Kia Sportage. But yeah, they don't quite nail it like that. Still, you do get quite a lot of storage space here, which is great. You get dual displays up front, but they kind of, again, feel like they're a bit cheap. So the panel is not very bright at all. I've got it on full brightness, and it's actually quite hard to see, and it's not even direct sunlight on it right now. It's not very customizable. You can see a bit of information on there. Then you've got this display here, which is actually quite snappy and responsive. It's a good screen. You don't have any physical aircon controls, but thankfully you can just pull that to the side, and you've got them all here. It's easy to use, and you can access your heated and your cooled seats, which is great to see here. Oh, and your heated steering wheel. And then you can pull that down from the top. You can change your radio volume, and you can do things like access your drive modes and also your all-wheel drive system lock. It says four-wheel drive on the side, but it's not. It's actually just an all-wheel drive. So yeah, there's a lot of things on the surface that look really, really good, but as you start to kind of touch around and dig around, you start to notice that there's a little bit of compromise.
100%.
A little bit. You do get these really nice leather seats though here in the top spec Ultimate. They are 8-way adjusting, including under thigh support, and they are very, very comfortable. I really do like them, to be honest. And the other storage space is actually genuinely good. So nice and soft. You have plenty of storage in here. Your glove box is a decent size. Your door bins are enormous, man. Really, really big. Just like your steering wheel.
It's so weirdly massive.
It's like they've had this steering wheel design now for years and years, and it's just far too big for such a small car. And it genuinely means that when you're driving along, it feels more cumbersome in ways to drive just because of how massive it is. Still, it's very functional. On the right-hand side, you have your cruise controls and also your controls for the digital display. Left-hand side are your media controls, but also your lane centering. Not sure why they split that from the cruise controls, but anyway. You've also got paddle shifters. So yeah, look, it's a nice place to be, but I just have some issues with the ergonomics of it.
100% agree.
Oh, and this is a really weird one, and I've only ever seen it in a KGM SsangYong Torres. It only allows you to shift into a gear for the first time easily once. Then you have to double press it. It puts you in neutral every other time.
That's just really annoying when you're doing like a 3-point turn, hey?
It's really annoying, and it's gotten me stuck a few times. Like I've revved the car by accident. Small things, but you just do pick up on it. Let's check out the back seats.
Let's do it.
Okay, back seats. Now here's where...
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't recognize the thump. One more time.
do it properly. Oh, there you go.
Feels actually quite quality. Here's where you notice the triangle roof. It fits my weirdly triangular head very well. I've got so much headroom, it's not funny. I'm 5'11", heaps of legroom. Toe room as well is absolutely fantastic. So larger adults, much larger than me even, would fit in here, which is great. You get a couple of air vents, you get 2 USB-C fast chargers to join the other 2 USB-C fast chargers and 12-volt socky-wocky up front. You have a little storage area here, another storage area there. Unfortunately, this is all scratchy materials.
Yeah, it's not great to see.
Which is quite juxtaposed with the fact you get heated seats in the back, which you just don't really see. So that's fantastic, but it's, come on. Anyway, my issue with that, by the way, is that it reflects sound. So when you're driving along, it just makes the interior more noisy. And this is one of the more noisy interiors at this price point for sure. You do get a large map pocket here with a little phone storage area as well, which is nice. You can also move the passenger seat forward using these controls here. Very Korean market.
Very Korean.
That's a sign of luxury in Korea. Fun fact. Here you have very nice feeling leather seats as well. They've got quite a lot of cushioning to them. Pull down this center armrest quite hard. It's nice and leather with a couple more cup holders too, and massive door bins as well. And shout out to the sound system too, man. It actually sounds okay.
Yeah, despite all the plasticky materials, it still sounds good.
Yeah, exactly right. You know what else sounds good, Daddy Jacob?
What?
CarSauce Buy. That's right. We have our car buying service, CarSauce Buy. It is a totally free service for you. We work with thousands of dealers to get you the absolute best price on your next new car. We literally negotiate on your behalf and we charge the dealers a fixed fee. So not only do we go in to get you the absolute best price possible, what you pay does not influence what we make, but also just like me, when I secret shop myself, you will probably pay well below sticker price, depending on, of course, what car you buy, but we can also get you cars that you thought you couldn't get. So if that sounds good to you, just Google us CarSauce Buy and my team will help you again totally for free. Honestly, it is one of the best car buying services out there. I think it's the best.
Just check it out.
Alrighty guys, let's launch it.
Let's do this.
Alrighty friend, it's time to launch the KG Mobility SsangYong
I thought you'd never ask.
Torres. So let's put the car into sport mode. I'm gonna need you to hold the phone.
I was going to say, it looks a bit precariously placed.
It's gonna fly. So fist me.
With the left hand.
Let's launch it, baby. Come on.
Come on.
Brake boost. Ooh.
Okay. Good grip.
Great grip.
Off the line. Come on.
Come on, baby.
Here we go. That's decent.
Come on.
It's losing a bit of steam here.
Losing puff.
Oh, man.
All right.
Ooh. Okay.
Reveal it to
Let
me.
me reveal this to you. 0 to 100 in 15... No, I'm kidding. 10.36 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
I was not prepared for that.
That's okay.
It's adequate.
It's adequate.
What can we say?
A few moments later.
This is a bit odd. We're experiencing, I think, every single system breaking down simultaneously. I think if we restart it, it'll recalibrate. Oh.
Yeah, quite a pleasant way to tell me that the car's just broken.
Let's hope it actually...
Oh no.
Gosh. You can't tell me that slamming on the brakes has broken the autonomous emergency braking, driver attention warning, lane keeping assistant, auto high beam.
Oh, it's fixed itself. Cool.
Oh.
Let's drive it normally.
Rant over.
Alrighty, friend.
It is bloody time.
It's time to drive the KG Mobility SsangYong Torres 3469.
That was a bloody mouthful.
Let me pull this down.
Oh.
Drive mode. Oh, we're in sport mode now. Put our foot down. Oh.
It's quite a gentle, kind of relaxing acceleration.
Okay, so powering this thing is a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. Puts out 120 kilowatt of power.
280 Newton meters of torque.
Exactly.
Well said, Matt.
And that goes through a 6-speed Aisin, so thank you, Japan, torque converter transmission.
We've seen them before.
We've seen it before. We put our foot down and you actually do get a decent amount of grunt. It's certainly
bad.
nothing earth-shattering, but it's okay. Oh, the steering become very, very heavy indeed. That is extremely artificially heavy. That feels
They've just
so
added
strange.
weight to the steering.
So, because we are in the top of the range, we do get the all-wheel drive, and it's actually got a decent amount of grip. I'm not going to lie to you.
It drives really well.
It actually drives surprisingly good. It's comfy, definitely on the firmer end, but it's still comfortable, so you feel the road. It's got almost a nice Euro feel to it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel disconnected at all.
Exactly.
Quite like it.
And in terms of fuel efficiency as well, because that matters in a little family SUV, 8 litres per 100 kilometres is what I've gotten over the week that I've had this thing, so...
That's pretty decent. I think they claim actually higher than that.
They
so
do.
You've done all right.
I have done a lot of highway kilometres though, and there you're going to be getting low 7s, which is still impressive for an all-wheel drive SUV.
Now, you don't get all-wheel drive on all the model grades, just this one, the top of the range, which is a bit of a shame.
It is.
Yeah, because I think on something like a Subaru, which is similarly priced, you will get all-wheel drive across the range.
So to be fair, you do get one of the just most underwhelming and underpowered engines ever.
I know.
In that thing.
I know.
It's
Good
just
point.
so bad. It's actually handling surprisingly
I'm
well.
very impressed.
I cannot tell you how heavy the steering is right now.
I can see the veins popping out of your arms.
I feel like I'm in like a 911, GT3. It's that heavy.
That's offensive. Oh, I think we just did a little jump.
I will say, it is a better driving experience than I would have expected. It is totally acceptable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say it is absolutely adequate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish I could say it's like something more exciting than that, maybe a bit erotic, perhaps, but it's not that. I would say versus a Kia Sportage, that would just ride a bit better.
Yeah, 100% agree.
The all-drive system too, it actually does a very good job of,
Oh, yeah.
You never notice it. It's a torque-on-demand system, so it is front-wheel drive bias and will send up to 50% of power to the rear, but you never, ever notice it.
This is a good place to find that out, bro.
All right, it's time to
Tickle my pickle.
tickle my pickle.
Let's do this.
I'm sorry I held on for so long.
That was a bit strange. I wasn't going to mention it, but it's all good.
Oh,
Very nice.
I'm feeling a lack of power here.
We need to get a bit faster,
Come on,
please.
shift. Hairpin numero uno.
Ooh.
Wow, this steering is unnaturally heavy.
Digs
But
in.
I'll tell you what, it went up there really well. I'm sorry, I cannot get
Whoa.
over this steering wheel. It's unbelievably heavy right now.
Very nice.
What if we go into drive mode, off, sport? Okay, so the normal, right?
Okay, is that a bit better?
It is a bit better. It's very heavy steering. It's quite, it's just remarkable. I will say, the one thing this does quite badly is the adaptive cruise control. Not necessarily the lane centering, which is actually quite good. It will hook you up in the middle of the lane pretty much all the time. What this doesn't do well, it has a bad radar, I think, because there are times when it will pick up the car on your left and you're like, what the like, why am I not accelerating? There's no one in front of me. And there's other times where it just will not pick up the car in front of you, and so you just all of a sudden speed up.
Interesting.
And then it realizes, but you're really close, so it like slams the brakes. So there's something to do with the calibration of that, and I think it just needs to be a bit better.
Maybe there's a quick software fix they can push or something, but yeah, that doesn't sound great.
It's a bit
to be
weird.
honest. Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm surprised with how competent this is. I don't know why I'm surprised.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've been pretty impressed by most of the SsangYongs that we've driven, so I'm not overly surprised, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't kind of stand out in any way.
No, a bit underrated, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our final thoughts.
Let's do it.
Alrighty guys, final thoughts on the KGM SsangYong Torres. Should you go out there and buy one? Well, look, the biggest thing, the elephant in the room, really, is the fact that SsangYong have not been doing crash hot. You are covered by a 7-year unlimited kilometer warranty, and because of consumer law, you are covered for what they advertise. Having said that, I totally understand why some people are wary of the brand. I think if you give them a go, like they have proven with the Musso and the Rexton, both really, really good vehicles, I think you're going to be very happy with a SsangYong Torres. Yes, it has some compromises, especially with the interior design. Like, it looks great, but isn't actually all that functional in some cases. Still, it is a pretty good value medium SUV. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think of the looks? They are incredibly different. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, share it with a friend, like the video. And if you want to buy one of these and you want the absolute best price possible, my team will help you. Just Google CarSauce buy and get the best deals possible. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.